Hey, it's time at Dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. I am Denise. Welcome to my channel. Now, this is Sunday. Usually it's a meal prep, but it's been a really big week here on Dish with D. Crazy busy. I just didn't have time to do anything special. So instead of not giving you a video, I'm going to give you what I like to call a my best top 10 video. And I thought this is a great way for people who are new here to get recipes that this title is going to be about. And this is about fall Thanksgiving recipes. I'm going to include in the description box below the link to the video if you want to see it demonstrated, and the link to the written recipe on either dishwithd.org or if it's on dishwithd.com. I know, two sites. I know. Don't ask. It's a bit confusing. I do apologize, but I do have two recipe sites. So this is a montage of my favorites, and most requested in the last 2 weeks have been a lot of these recipes. So I thought if some people are interested, maybe more of you are interested. So I thought I'd throw up a quick little video and it might help you out for Thanksgiving or just in general. So these are my top 10 Thanksgiving fall recipes that I make here on the channel. I would say 9 out of 10 of them are my original recipes, but if it's definitely noted on the written recipe where I got it from if it wasn't from me. All right, we're going to start with number 10. Number 10. Now, again, I shouldn't say number 10 because they're not really in any particular order. So we'll just say number 1. We'll start with the number 1. It's not really the number 1 most requested, but we're going to start with 1. Cranberry sauce. Yep, I have been asked almost every day, hey D, what's your cranberry sauce? So it's just a riff on Ina Garten's cranberry fruit conserve that I just really subbed out monk fruit for the sugar. It's cranberries, water, monk fruit, a juice of a lemon, a juice of an orange, zest of both, and an apple. Now, it depends how much you make. You might need 2 apples, yada, yada. You get that. So I watched Ina make it. I've made it the regular way. And then when I started Weight Watchers and realized that sugar is not my friend, how do I cut back on that? How do I make that a 0-point food? Well, we just add sugar substitute. Now, you could use the one of your choice. I use Lakanto monk fruit. You could use Swerve. You could use Splenda. You could use Stevia. Again, I have the amounts for what I use, but remember, certain 0-point sweeteners have calories now. I mean, points. Again, but the amount you're going to eat is really not going to be effective. You're not eating the whole vat of it. Well, at least not at one time. But it's really good with your turkey. It's good with your turkey sandwiches. I love making a dressing out of it. I know. You get it? Thin it with a little vinegar, a little olive oil, and you make like a delicious cranberry dressing. So it's really, really, really good. And once you make it, you're going to be making it every year. So that's number 1 I've been asked for. The pumpkin dump cake. Oh my goodness, is that thing fantastic. That was a Weight Watcher recipe. The only thing I switched is I used sugar-free cake mix versus regular cake mix. People say WW promotes sugar-free. They don't. I do. I use sugar-free cake mix in place of this, so it lowered the points. It is one of the best desserts I've ever made. My kids love it. It is a winner. You bring that to a party, it's just fantastic. So good. Oh, I think about it. I almost can't have that around. Hence why I came up with the pumpkin dump cake in a mug. True story, Denise can't handle sweets. So I made a little one and done version. So I will have that linked down below as well. So if you just want to make one for yourself one night, you can, and keep within your points budget. Deconstructed string beans. Now, you know the green bean casserole that we make with the canned cream of mushroom soup and the french fried onions and stuff like that. Well, I never really liked that. My husband is a huge fan of that, but I never really liked it. I don't like mushy vegetables, so that was never a fan of that. Shh, I know if you are, I know. But I like green beans. So how can I make that? And I did this on my own. I filmed it on Thanksgiving Day a few years ago. Now, I wasn't able to find the written recipe, so I might have to write it before I upload this video because it's minimal ingredients. It's mushrooms, it's onions, it's cashew milk, it's some nuts, it's string beans. So what I do is I like to blanch my green beans. I like to cook the onions down where they're really, really like, you know, when you get that caramelization and they're almost like candy. And then add the green beans back. No, cook the mushrooms then. And then add the green beans back in. Put a little bit of cashew milk and it'll thicken. And add some nuts for crunch. It's It's really simple. It's really good. And it's a showstopper. My family loves it. I've used almonds. I've used Brazil nuts, whatever nuts you have on hand. Use whatever you want. Hot chocolate. Yes, we were talking about the little packs of hot chocolate. I make my own hot chocolate. I don't go out and buy the packs. First of all, the packs are hard to find. So I came up with using unsweetened cocoa powder, almond or cashew milk, and a little bit of sweetener, and you have hot chocolate. So it's simple. It's delicious. You know, I'm a huge fan of the dark black cocoa powder. You could use whatever cocoa powder you have, but that's the one that I prefer, and I get mine at an Amish bulk store, but it is listed on Amazon. I have it listed in my Amazon store, which is linked down below. If you happen to want to buy the black and you don't have an Amish bulk store by you, it's phenomenal. It's like the chocolate of an Oreo cookie. It's good. All right, this is not my recipe. I think it was either Skinny Taste or Emily Bites. Gingerbread pear oat bars. Phenomenal. I love having things with pears in them, and I love gingerbread. So that to me was just a winner, and I need to make that again. I want to say when it was made, I think it was originally muffins, and I make it into bars because I'm lazy. I do a lot of things that are cookies in bars because it's just easier. You're likely to do something if it's simple, like pour it in one pan and bake it. You got to drop stuff. It just becomes too complicated, and who has time for that? I'm all about bars, cutting them in, you're ready to go. So I did change that up a little bit, but I think that was a Skinny Taste or Emily Bites recipe, but it's listed down below. Pumpkin pie hummus. I think I have a pumpkin pie cheesecake hummus. I think that's what it's called on the thing, pumpkin pie cheesecake hummus, which just is using cheesecake, sugar-free instant pudding mix. So it is a pumpkin pie cheesecake hummus. That would, I'm telling you, bring that to a Thanksgiving as a dessert with maybe pretzels. You could do apple slices for 0 points if you want to have a 0 point dipper. You could do graham crackers, little those thin ginger cookies or ginger snaps for the adults that don't care about points and calories. It's phenomenal. Nobody at that party will know that that's a light recipe. It's fantastic. Pumpkin flat. It's called a pumpkin flat bake. I think it's called a pumpkin flat bread, or it's a lavash, a mini lavash that I toast and I top with pumpkin, pure pumpkin, that I mix with a little maple syrup, a little bit of sweetener, a little pumpkin pie spice, and I spread it on the toasted flat, and I top it with a little sugar-free caramel and some chopped pecans. Insane how good that is. It is so good. So I highly recommend that. You need a little sweet treat at night. The lavash is 1 point. And then I don't even think, all I had to count, I think, was the nuts, the amount of nuts I put on top. So it was really, really good. And it was, again, 1 and done. And nothing lingering around for me to sit there and finish. So I love the pumpkin flatbread. Cream of wheat loaves. Oh, if you're new here, you need to make the cream of wheat loaf. It's phenomenal. I have it in regular, I have it in chocolate, and I have it in pumpkin. Because, you just don't know what you feel like. You feel like chocolate, you feel like pumpkin, you feel like regular. Makes a great breakfast. I slice it right down the middle, toast it. You could top it with anything, skinny syrups, peanut butter, jelly, whatever you want to top it with. It's fantastic. It's a great grab and go breakfast. If you're working, you could, you don't have to toast. You just slice it and eat it. It's a great breakfast loaf. And you figure out the whole grain cream of wheat. It's just in a loaf form as opposed to a bowl. So I love that one. Okay, the oat loaves. Now I have a video, well, hopefully I'll remember to link that one, making one base oat loaf, which is an egg and a 1/4 cup of oats, but changing up the fruit. You can either use a mashed banana, unsweetened applesauce, or pumpkin. Had to sneeze. So you change up that, and you can change up the spices. Like if you're using pumpkin, use pumpkin pie spice. If you're apple pie spice, or just cinnamon. You don't have to have the apple pie spice. I just happen to have it. But you can change the loaf around, change your extract. You want to use almond, you want to use vanilla, you want to, yada, yada. You could change that loaf. It is phenomenal. It is 2 points no matter what you do, because your fruit is always 0. And you just count your 2 points of oats. It is a great loaf for breakfast. It's a great loaf for a snack. You can have half of a loaf with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea for a snack for 1 point. It is phenomenal. And oats are such a good food. Even though you have to count it, doesn't make them a bad food. So I love my oat loaves. Whew, pumpkin cheesecake. It's a pound dropper recipe. I call mine pumpkin funfetti cheesecake because once she showed putting funfetti cake mix in your cheesecake, I put it in every one of them. I love the consistency that little bit of flour or cake mix gives. So yes, absolutely, the pumpkin funfetti cheesecakes or even the crustless pumpkin pie, both from Pound Dropper, are absolutely would make a great addition to your Thanksgiving table. For, I think that, I want to say, now don't quote me, I'm just guessing, I think the cheesecake is 1 point a slice and the crustless pumpkin pie might be 0 points a slice. I'm not, it's either 0 or 1, and it's, you know, for a nice hunk of pie. If you want crust, make it in a crust. I'm absolutely fine. I love the innards of the pie. I do love a good crust, don't get me wrong, but when it's pumpkin, I'd rather have whipped cream. That's my choice. So that's what I do with my pumpkin pie. So it's just really, really easy to make, and I always make mine the day before or maybe on Tuesday, and it's great, and it's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, if you want to do the cheesecake, do the cheesecake. If you want to do the crustless pumpkin pie, you want to do both, hey, live on the edge and do both. Pumpkin butter. A subscriber named Suzanne, which I haven't seen for a while. Suzanne, if you're out there, I miss you, shared with me how to make this pumpkin butter. It is insane. I've never had pumpkin butter before, but this recipe is phenomenal. It is easy. It is delicious. It keeps, you know, you could freeze some if it makes too much, or maybe you could try cutting it in half, but to put this on any of these things I've mentioned would be absolutely outstanding. It's just so good. And it feels, again, decadent. You know, you could put it in the top of your yogurt with it, your cottage cheese with it. It's just absolutely, or just toast. It's just really, really good. Excuse me. But yes, easy pumpkin butter. And there's also a recipe, which is, I'm kind of adding this one in because this popped in my head, the cranberry apple butter. That's really good for this time of year as well. Again, 0 points. And cranberries are in season now. Remember, hint, which I didn't know until a few years back, that cranberries are only out this time of year. I assumed you can get fresh cranberries anytime. I figured, I get them from California or something. Apparently not. So if you're in the store and you see cranberries, you'd like to make things with fresh cranberries, get them, throw them in the freezer. I always go to Sam's and I get 2 or 3 big bags and I keep them in the freezer because we have cranberry sauce all year round. Like that making chicken. Make cranberry sauce because it's really good with chicken. So you want to make some recipe like this, the cranberry and apple butter. So good. And apples are in season now, so you get your cranberry. It's in the crock pot. It just sits. You just have to turn it every once in a while. Simple, delicious, and again, another showstopper. Something you can put on your toast, you can put on your loaves. It's just, these are little tricks that get me through. How can I have something decadent but really low in points and calories? Is definitely subbing out the sugar. And I don't worry about fruit because it's a natural sugar. So yeah, fruit, when it's cooked, is going to have a little bit of an intense sugar taste, but it's still natural sugar. So I don't really worry too much about that. There's one I don't recognize, so I have to look it up. Can't read my own writing. They were the pumpkin mini pancake muffins that I have iced. They're so good and they're easy. If you're not making little pancake mini muffins, if you're home and you're having breakfast at home and you enjoy pancakes, Kodiaks, protein pancakes, make little mini muffins. They're so good. They're so fun. They cook in like 10 minutes and they're just delicious. And food should be fun as well as delicious. And those little mini muffins, I make them in a variety of ways, and we might have to do a muffin week, I think. I think I'll do maybe some mini muffins shorts. I think we need to do something like that. Like put those up because they're really, really fun. So that's what I couldn't understand. Like, what did I write there? Yeah, pumpkin mini pancake muffins. And also this I made back when I was on Points Plus. That's going back. Remember, all your recipes are always in your app. No matter if you leave, you quit, they're always there. They change, the points change over when the plan changes over, so like the points always adjust. It was baked oat protein bars. Pumpkin. Baked pumpkin oat protein bars. That's a lot. That's a big one. But it's utilizing some protein powder. So if you have protein powder sitting there that you're not using, you throw it in these. Phenomenal. amped up protein. There's oats, there's protein, there's pumpkin. So it is a really good bar. Great for a snack, great for a quick, with your breakfast. Would it be enough for breakfast? For me, probably not, but it might be a great addition to maybe a yogurt breakfast. If you're having a little cup of yogurt, have one of these pumpkin oat protein bars. I've brought them to people. Nobody knew that there was anything odd in them. And you'd be shocked that people think that they can taste stuff, but they're really cute. I always say people taste what they think that they know is in there, not if you don't tell them. So it's really a great recipe, and I don't remember where I got that one, because like I said, that's from 2013, that recipe. So that's when I was on Points Plus. And I had to change a few things because back then I wasn't using monk fruit. I don't even know if monk fruit was around then. So I was able to lower the points when I put in the monk fruit. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're even lower than they were. And I really, really enjoy them. And they're high in protein. So that's a good thing. You need to have snacks like that get you to your next meal. So those, and my mom's stuffing, I will throw that in there in case you need a stuffing recipe. My mom's, it's a live, so it's one of my very first lives. So it's back when I first started the channel. So you can see the difference in me then you can see the difference in me now. But I won't delete that video because it was a lot of fun. I went live. My channel was very young at the time, and I went live. I made my mom's stuffing, which was a big task. I mean, making a vat of stuffing while you're it was crazy. But I was home by myself. What the hell? Live on the edge. So I will throw that in as a bonus, just if you want to see, and the recipe as well. Like I said, I will have a V next to the link that says video, and I will have an R next to the link that's for the written recipe. So this way you'll be able to see. It's listed down in the description box for everything that I mentioned. Those are the ones that I think are great for the fall, winter time. Well, not quite. Well, fall Thanksgiving time. So if you're looking for something to make for this time of year, they were the ones that I think are my favorites that I make. I mean, I make a lot of good stuff. There's nothing on there that I really didn't like. I will say that. I cook how I like. So I think a lot of that is reflected in my recipes because I eat the way I like to eat, because that's how you have to make what you like. Because that's how you stay on plan, eating things that you like, not eating something because it's low in point. You have to like it. And if you don't like it, you're not going to continue to do that. So that is it. I hope you enjoy this little montage. I think at the end of the year, maybe end of December, towards Vlogmas, at the end, we're going to just do recap videos at the end just to fill in those extra days. And we'll do some top 10 this year. And I don't usually do recap videos too often, but it's always fun to remind. And with all the newbies here, this way you got a one-stop shop video here of all the things you might need to know about these recipes. So thank you so much. If you enjoy this video, let me know with a thumbs up, and I hope you do enjoy this. And if you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, join us here at Dish with D. We are slaying our pounds 1 pound at a time. Any plan you see fit. I happen to be doing Weight Watchers, but whatever plan you do, you boo, is what you do, because I can't do your plan, you can't do my plan. Or you can if you want. But we have to do what works for us and what plan we think is working for us. Because remember, if we believe it here, it works over here. So I am here, as Miss Susie Bowie always says, to cheer you on. I love when she says that. I miss Susie. But have a great rest of your day. Have a great Thanksgiving if I don't see you. We're going to have some sketchy videos this week with being the holidays. There will still be a Food Finds Friday. Wednesday will still be my Wednesday wisdom. Tuesday will still be my what I eat in a day. So actually, we're not going to have too many off-putting videos. I thought maybe I don't know if I'll get to another meal prep next Sunday. We'll just have to see. I'll deal with that next weekend. We'll see what happens. We'll see. You just never know with me. You never know what's coming here with D. But I'm glad to have you along for the ride. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you at live tonight here on my channel, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Just join us for the Weight Watchers or Weight Loss Chit Chat. We'd love to have you. Have a great day.